Welcome back, lads. Welcome back to the stream. It is, of course, going to be the ESL Premiership Spring 2017 Fish123 versus Impulse Gaming UK, and it's going to be an interesting matchup, suffice to say. Two teams, Impulse as well, kind of a name that I wasn't necessarily expecting to be able to actually qualify for the EPS, so I think they already have a lot of kind of proudness and enjoyability out of just being in the Premiership in itself, so it's going to be curious to see how they're going to go. I certainly think that the fear for them will be being that back marker, something we talked so dearly about in the previous matchups. And especially in a match against Fish, well, this is a lot of raw talent. You're looking at like Robin, Zio, and Sliggy. There's a lot there, so I think they really have to kind of, well, play their hearts out on this one if they want to be able to contest it, as it is going to be an early headshot rolling on in. Jammy James is to fall. Couple of attacks coming from short though, as Ray is going to take that split, but the bomb is going to be dropped, and they have to go back for that. They can't just force their way out on towards this B site, as they will be able to punish Keita, but Ray knows full well that he has to run back and pick up that package, giving Zio an opportunity to claim the life of Samuel. Cynic then looking for one of his own, and this is going to be a bit of a tough one now for Impulse, because any ground, should I say, they have just gained, they have then just gone and lost, as now they are going to try and catch Sliggy off guard up towards that sniper's nest. Unfortunately, it isn't quite going to work out for them. The ladder room, of course, is where Cynic is going to perch himself. Ray with the bomb, get himself up in towards B apartments, and this is going to be a pretty damn tough one. 40 seconds on the clock now. All they have to do really is sit tight. Sliggy doesn't need to give that pick up at all. Similar sort of affair for... Not sure who actually player is going to be, so I'm just going to call him player for now. We'll get that double checked in a second, but yeah, for now it is just going to be them sitting tight. They don't really need to be stressing too much about things, as Zio is going to tap on away, finds the headshot on towards Ray. And there you have it, Cynic, the last man remaining, a 1v3. Is close and pretty much on that B site, but with 15 seconds left, it's going to have to be huge. Finds the headshot on towards player, now has to push towards bench, has to be able to get the frag on towards Zio, but he gets away with it. Cynic giving himself an opportunity to go down fighting at this point. It's Sliggy, 6 HP. The tags they found over towards mid now becomes so much more apparent. Cynic's picked up a Tech 9. He can actually clutch this one out. This is doable. The young guns of Impulse Gaming UK have a shot at this, and it's all down to one man, Cynic. Can he pull it off? Does he realize the player is coming from apartments, though? That is the question. He's playing towards pillar. He hears the drop coming down from Sliggy just behind him. 6 HP is the name of the game for Sliggy. He has to land some pretty sick shots with this USP as he spams off away, just rattles off a couple. But the Tech 9 is going to reign supreme, and Cynic is going to get Impulse a pistol round that they really, on paper, would never have even got close to taking. And it comes down to one hell of a clutch from him, getting those 2 quick picks with the Glock, pushing onto that site. Is there no game sound? I'm going to fix that for you real quick. There you go, there's game sound now. All good. Tesco saying if Nukai doesn't 40 bomb, I'm going to be pretty mad. I feel like he can play pretty well, but it's going to be an uphill battle. I think always, like, no matter what, for the Impulse guys, it's going to be a tough one. It just comes down to where they can hold it together. But this is literally the perfect start, right? And especially for Cynic to get that clutch, I think for him as motivation and kind of not necessarily perseverance, but just kind of getting his head in the game and kind of letting him know that he can beat these players, that's huge. They don't want to allow these pistols, though, to do too much damage. They do need to make sure they can hold it together in the short term, get themselves on a bit of stability. He 40 bombed you in UKGT and single-handedly knocked us out. So if he's not that good every game, I'll be upset. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Keita, a double kill with the 5-7 though. That's not what we were looking for. We talked so dearly about stability. Well, already a bit of punishment to be inflicted. Keita going to be given just another opportunity to find himself a triple kill. With that 5-7 before he falls. He's going to be mopped up by Fish. And Impulse, you had the solid start, and now you have all but thrown it away. Fish could go into this now and pretty much in the charge almost, I think you can say, is they've got these rifles. They've got the SMG on Keita as well, he's trying to make some money, but yeah, just having those 4 rifles is just so dominant over the side of Impulse in this scenario, because all Impulse are able to bring to the table is pistols, Tech 9s, PT50s. Utility is very limited, but they have enough to get themselves onto a site, I'd say. I think 2 smokes and 2 flashes is, albeit very bare bones, very skeletal, but it's enough. Sliggy and Robin going to try and combine. Innovated angle to be held. James is going to fall. Sliggy and a mop up as well. Gets himself just a couple more kills. And Fish get themselves to the 2-1 standpoint, where Impulse are continually going to be forced back on towards this eco. This is a bloodbath. Their push out towards A has gone all but wrong. A Deagle is Sluggy to end the days. He mows down the last couple, gets himself a triple kill with that. Double kill, of course, being picked up just before. And it's all but worked out for the Fish side. It'll be interesting though who actually player is, because I know they have a couple of players in their roster. I'm expecting it to be Check, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll just call him player to avoid that confusion, avoid that mess up, because I'm going to assume it's someone and then it's not going to be them. So we'll go with player for now. Impulse are going to be looking to claw their way out of this one. They've got themselves in a bit of a hole at a 3-1 disadvantage. They've got 5 rifles in the back though. Utility, any that they have had has already been expended and now they're running low. So I'm going to be looking to replenish those supplies. Unfortunately for them, it's all but a trading game. One that Ray is going to slingshot them forward for. He gets that frag on towards Robin. Okay, just 6 HP though. Peter, peek up towards short. You guys have to clarify for me. Am I going to pronounce Nukai, or am I going to pronounce it Nuki or Nukai? There's different ways you can approach that. Be interesting to see, nonetheless. It is very much a pleasure to see Impulse playing this, so just looking at their roster of like names like Samuel and James and Ray and such, these guys have been playing for a couple of years now, just like diving through the amateur scene, constantly trying to rebuild lineups over and over again. And they've not had the greatest of luck. They've had a lot of issues with consistent falls, so it's really cool to see them. It's just whether they can kind of live up to the skill level they're up against. You know, some big names, a lot of history behind them. You know, almost double the playing time when it comes down to years alone. People like Zio, for example. See, you know, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. He finds one on towards Samuel, leaving James to withdraw out from ramp. The bomb is going to find its way to be defused, and Fish, they get themselves to 4. So, Nukai, or just Nukai? Yeah, I feel like Nukai makes sense and it sounds good. I don't know. Hattie saying, finish fast, go next game, Nukai stop choking. Nucky, I don't know. So many different ways you can go about this. Quick push out of ramp is going to be the aim of the game for the Impulse boys though, and they find themselves that early pick, but Robin with the ADP looking to be the bastion off this A site, and he does so to fairly good success. He finds that pick, disrupts things as Keaton now to swing in from CT, but actually going to delay it off the back of that bomb going down, decides to throw down a Molotov instead, forcing Cynic to have to go aggressive, and that'll be where he gets led to his death, following hook, line, and sinker for that play. As James to try and work his way out of ramp, but Robin, again, just another pick for him. Keita, one more to add on to the tally. The Fish, they're going to get their 5th on the board. Impulse not really being able to make it work with a quick A push out of ramp. Nuki. Yeah, I kind of like Nuki and Nukai. I think they're like kind of my 2 favorite variations of it. Nuki probably sounds better, but Nuki is a place in Portsmouth, right? I think. Trying to like be good at geography. I don't know. Pretty sure I visited a place in Portsmouth called Nuki. I think. I remember something. Nuki and dolphins, or what comes? Someone Google that. Someone verify that. Cynic is going to be able to top and mid. Try and make the best of the situation. Finds himself very swiftly Molotov'd out though, and thankfully the smoke can act as a shroud. Robin is still going to be going for those tags nonetheless. Sliggy can be the man to hold down Connector. As an underpass push is almost certainly going to be taking hold. There's a quick headshot though to end that one down and pretty much shut down any sort of presence Impulse had from underpass, and forced to rotate coming in from Fish as well, who are just going to be rapidly coming in from CT now. As Ray is next in line on the chopping block, the axe swiftly landing onto his head as Nuki and Cynic are going to find one respectively for themselves, bring it to a 3v3 and keeping it close and competitive, bear in mind. Certainly curious to see what Zio is going to bring to the round. Is he still over towards that B site, going to look to come in from short, which actually could be very, very punishing, as see if he can find that pick on towards James and Connector. And the shroud is pretty much all but done now, as Cynic, the last man remaining, stuck over towards Sniper's Nest, and well, he may not physically be stuck, he doesn't have players holding his every angle, but what can he really do here? I think he's certainly in a sense of impossibility, and he decides to dive out through window, get himself on towards mid, and that plateau is one that will end him. Zeo going to be there to hold him down and connect it on that rotate. And the flank proving to be very, very fruitful as he gets himself a double kill, and a double kill for Sliggy too, as he currently sits 10-2 in terms of pinning down these sites. Anchors reigning supreme as Fish take themselves a 6-1 lead. There you go, Sniffle. Sniffle knows. It's a Nuki in Wales, which is like spelt Nuque. And some people pronounce it Nuque, but yeah. They keep taking bad 1v1s. Yeah, Paddy, I think I can kind of resonate with that opinion. I think a lot of this situation is like Angels that just find themselves caught off guard. Like if you look at the start of this round here, they're in a 5v5 situation, but it's going to be a 1v1 taken more than likely now up towards either short or underpass, which we can see Cynic nearly in a bit of a fray with Keita there, and also Robin towards window. If Robin does fall here though, it actually will bear some pretty useful fruits for the Impulse side, providing they can play sensibly off of this short pick. They still have to deal with Keita. Cynic, not like this. You had an advantage, and you just burnt it away by quite literally standing in the flames with a player, like, he wasn't being pushed or anything. That's just inexperience, and I don't want to say nerves, but a mistake you can't afford. There's no justifiable excuse for why that happens. So Cynic's certainly going to be ripping his heart out over that one. Yeah, I think 1G is probably a good way of describing that one, because it's pretty much what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I try to always justify mistakes like that, but I don't think there's much you can do, because it wasn't even being pushed. But hey, his team are making the most out of it. Ray is kind of carrying it as the catalyst of motivation as he continues his push. A double kill in this round for him. He's been doing all of the work, pretty much. Can he take it one step home, bat this ball into the back of the net? As Keita is going to fall. Nuki to find himself another on towards player, leaving Zeo over towards CT. And off the back of a very, very weird round and a mistake from Cynic, it looks like this actually may be the start of Impulse Gaming. The foothold in the side of the mountain, one they almost certainly wish to climb. Sniffle, there is an excuse. The molly was top on the ledge and it spread down to the floor. Yeah, I can agree with you thinking that maybe like you assume that it's not going to spread there, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure I heard a couple of ticks, which gave him ample time to move out of it. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to be, horrible to the poor guy. I've played with the guy a fair bit. I know the guy, so I'm sure he'll understand, why I'm making a point out of it. But it's a mistake that you don't want to see, especially when just how important every single frag is. Sliggy gets himself that first pick. Good stuff with the AWP so far, and seems to be a lot of kind of people railing about the fact that Nuka with an AWP, and you can see what he can do on mid with that, and that's something we are just going to have to wait and see for now. As the kind of the one concern when you have this very strong AWP player is being able to get that AWP on the board and actually play with it, which kind of hints back to economy, right? And if you're playing against a team like Fish who are just going to constantly berate you over and over again in these rounds, it can be a bit of a struggle to get that up. It's kind of a one-trick pony almost that you can never really show. So hopefully we do get to see Nukai with an AWP at some point, as Ray is going to drop him down. Nukai to find another headshot on towards Zia, but Robin is going to respond with a quick trade on towards Ray. He flings out now for a second on towards Nuki, and maybe even the third on towards James as he closes that one out for his team. A triple kill for him. And Fish, they get off the scoreline 7-2, and for all intents and purposes, reset the side of Impulse Gaming. Some interesting thoughts certainly being raised, and goes back to these 1 versus 1s again, which I think in the last couple of rounds, not so much. I feel like there has been a little bit more to it than just 1 versus 1s, overall composition and such, but I'd like to see them utilize their advantage more. Like for a hit, in this situation, they've got a frag against Robin. Now they can try and kind of force their way out together, and they're kind of clumping up, which is making life very, very difficult for player. Then Samuel kills his teammate, Ray, and they start to kind of rapidly lose all their numbers. Samuel does have the AWP, but there's not really too much chance now. They're on an eco round, so in the context, the example we're trying to make, nothing too crazy really can be done no matter how hard they try. But if they do something like that on a buy round where they play together and they play as a team and they trade off of each other, that's when we'll start to see Impulse build up rounds. All they, for example, need on their T side, I think, is 6. Like, I think I've seen these players work back from a 9-6 half on T side. So I think, you know, that's all they really need. That's all they're playing towards. I don't think it's impossible for them to get either. They've got 2 so far, but they're giving away a lot of these early picks. Sliggy's been able to get an AWP pick now. I think once 1 pick for the last 3 rounds or something. Robin finding another one on towards Ray. And there's the 1 versus 1s, I think, rolling on out. As they try and go out as a team, but unfortunately there's always that one kind of player facing first. Samuel does take advantage of a bit of a similar affair for Fish Gaming, but they seem to be more than content with taking these risks. A perfect flash enables Samuel to find another one towards Sliggy, which is well played from Impulse. It's what we wanted to see. But then you have the dry peek from CT from Robin, where he gets to do just so much damage to them that even if he doesn't get the kills, it already makes this retake just that little bit easier now for the Fish side. All the information is garnered. They know it's a ramp play. They know it's a crossfire from Tetris or Sandwich. It's all but falling into place. Samuel got to find one, but Zio going to be there to trade it and get the double kill. And it's textbook from Fish, right? The minute they had the information from CT, the rest of the team were able to like, swing on in and then do the work for them. So for Impulse there, I think the biggest thing I'd say is just make sure you cover yourself off these angles. Make sure you always got a player keeping an eye on what's going on around you in terms of CT and such. Running through the fire and the flame seems to be the trend, unfortunately, for the Seeker round. Samuel is going to find one, but Zio going to be doing some work as he finds himself a double kill on towards Nukai and Ray. Sliggy into coming from short with the AWP, drops a nade pretty much at the feet of Samuel. He's going to take the brunt of that damage. Now, they have got rifles. No armor on towards Cynic, but it is enough for him to play with. But then Robin drops on down, drops the penny in the hatch, so to speak, and it gives Fish the opportunity to close it out 10-2. I think the question here is this going to be a really bleak half? Are Fish just going to rail them, a 13-2 scoreline or something like that? Like, are Impulse going to be able to put up a fight? Nukai has got that AWP though, which I think is probably one of the first times I think we've seen it, so certainly curious to see if he can land those shots, and oh, there's your AWP, folks, in the bin. Unfortunately for him, he is unable to make it work. Is Sliggy going to find himself one? Looking now for a second on towards ramp. The Molotovs are burning on away, and they are all but done. Ray and Samuel, the last 2 remaining, spraying so desperately, putting all their might into this, as they eventually will force the hand of Fish and pull out 2 frags, but even then, they can only pluck so hard, as they've got Kita coming in from behind, and he's just going to pretty much play patience so perfectly at this point, as he waits for the prime time to make sure he can secure that frag on towards Samuel. And they get themselves up to 11-2, and they are well and truly beginning to run away from this. It's the marathon sprint against 2 different class of players. I think for Impulse Gaming, this series for them right now seems to be much more about them learning than it is about them competing. As 11-2 is a very, very tough scoreline for them to come back from. They pretty much need guarantee this pistol round going for the second half. Nukai gets himself the opening pick. Perhaps this is a shred of hope that they can try and work with. Certainly do believe so. Well, I hope so. I do want these guys to perform. It's always a pleasure to see people you've played with, see people who have grown over the years into players that have become, more and more skilled, to then be able to sit there and kind of scream their names, get excited over them, watch them make huge plays. It's always good to see that. Kita going to try and throw a bit of a wrench in the works towards Connector as he picks up a double kill and single-handedly trades back the action to a 3 versus 3. As Impulse Gaming get themselves rotating back over on towards the site, which pretty much plays into the hands of Zio and Sliggy, as they are all but waiting right in the wings of CT and jungle. While Sliggy is just not going to miss these shots. There needs to be a smoke on towards CT or something to shut him down. Unfortunately, it seems like they only have a whole lot of flashes. But at least flash him out. Just make some use of the utility you've got. Zio is going to pick off James. Cynic is going to find the trade in return, but he's 5 HP and he's walking right into Kita. Another man who's more than happy to walk away with an unshaved triple kill for him. 13-6 overall scoreline. 16-5 as well for Sliggy. 11-6 for Zio. As a team, they're fragging pretty damn hard, and it's an unfortunate storyline for Impulse Gaming UK, but it is 12-2, and it is looking like we may even be seeing 13-2, unless they can make some very quick changes going to this last round. He's Lithuanian, his name is pronounced Nuki. I feel like, unless I get an example, I'm probably going to butcher it either way, so I'm going to go with Nuki, and then I will ask someone from the team later on to double check so that next week we have that one correct for you guys. That way it saves any confusion and saves me butchering it further, I think. Unfortunately, one thing that is being butchered is the T side of Impulse Gaming. Ray on just 90 HP, James on 100. So they have got, amounts to work with. But they're in a 2v4. Nikita is going to bear down upon Ray, just right down from the heavens above. Block him out of the map and say, good night, sweet dreams, my friend. Your T-side is over. As Fish are going to be taking this one 13-2. I don't think there's anything James can really do in this scenario. He's going to find himself sandwiched. He is going to be able to pick off player, but Sliggy then going to flick towards connector, shoot him right through. It is going to be that 13-2. So I'm going to reach out to the chat here. Something that we don't tend to do with casting, but I feel like because the way it's been going recently with what we did for DreamHack and stuff yesterday, as I said, really trying to make sure a bit more of a social interaction more than just flat out casting. It's more of an opportunity for us to talk about the match instead of me just standing here and solo cast screaming the entire way through. What do you guys think right now for Impulse Gaming? Do you think they have a chance in this second map? Do you think that's maybe where their playground is going to be, where we can see Nukai jump around with the AWP, go huge, Samwell, Cynic, all start to step up, or is it just going to be a whitewash both times? We are into this pistol round though, and it's pretty much make it or break it time for Impulse Gaming. Do they want a better storyline in this matchup, or are we just going to be closing the book right here, right now, as Sliggy already going to find himself a very, very artistic 1D. James trying to do whatever he can from CT, but nothing is landing. It's all but trying to find a needle in a haystack for them at this point. The Samuel finally claws one out of thin air, but that bomb is going to keep on ticking. Robin is now upgraded to a USB, and they're going to double face towards CT. It's going to be a double kill with the Glock. Sliggy for time. Just another Nukai trying his darndest to make something work, but unfortunately, you can't scramble through the dirt for just that long. Eventually, you'll be put down. The Tranquilizer is well and truly delivered from Fish at this point. Impulse Gaming stuck in place. It's 14-2, and we are pretty much done, I think. Yeah, I think that's kind of the heartbreaking thing, right, Sarah? Is these guys aren't bad players. Like Ray, Cynic, Samuel, they're not bad players by a long shot. It's just experience and knowledge of how these guys are going to play as well. I'm going to be certainly curious to find out from these guys. Have they researched Fish? Like, I know it's hard to research these guys as a team because, teams change quite a lot in the UK, and especially a brand like Fish. But as individuals, just learning, like, what angles does Zio like to play? Like, what does Kita like to do? Just, like, small little things. There's a whole lot of preparation as well. I think an argument like to be taken. I know a lot of people always say that, oh, you don't really prepare in the UK, what a joke, etc., etc. But, I think at the end of the day, I'm always going to argue, no matter what people say, that if you prepare, you're always going to one-up yourself for your opposition. Someone said this to me yesterday in the DreamHack stream. We were discussing some stuff, and they used the quote of, there's nothing wrong with being the best person in the room. I think it kind of comes down to preparation as well, right? There's nothing wrong with being the most well-rehearsed person in the room. While we discuss that though, James does make a play as he gets himself that shot, clutches it out, and Impulse Gaming get themselves a short stint of life nonetheless. A third round on the board. You know what? We're going to go with Nuki. I think Nuki is... I'm settling this debate right here, boys. I'm trusting a couple of people in the chat. We're going to go with Nuki. That's what we're going to go with. I'll clarify after the game, but let's put that conversation to rest. Let's talk about some sweet CS, boys. That's the conversation I want to be having in the chat right now. Don't want to be debating names. So this is going to be Fish building up in one hell of a cluster over towards his B site. They are going to look to still close this one out as quick as possible. Impulse Gaming, though, does get themselves a very short stint of life. They've got all these rifles. They don't want to give him opportunities to these pistols, but Robin with the deagle, a double kill for him as he gets that second shot on towards Array. The first was alright, but the second was goddamn beautiful right through the edge of that smoke. Now James looking to rotate in. Nuki coming in from short with the 7-4. A man advantage, and Molotov then to go down as well, burning onto the feet of Cynic. The deagle to spray on towards James. He's eventually going to be laid to rest as Robin finds himself just another Sliggy, and Keita led away from apartments. And Fish, 15-3. Robin is Swedish, that's why Fish123 is winning. That's like saying that, I don't know, I see what you're getting at there, but yeah, that's a meme, I'll give it that. Mic muted. I don't think my mic's muted. I'm gonna assume that's not the case. Yell at me if it is though. Oh, if you can't hear anything, you won't be able to see what I'm saying anyway, but whatever. Sluggy is gonna take down Ray. It is that 4v3. Pistols are what stop Impulse Gaming from losing this match in a 16-3 fashion. Do they have enough stopping power though? Is the question really. Do they have the ability to land those shots needed of them? As the bomb is going to find its way down over towards the B site. The rotates slowly but surely are going to come on in. Sliggy there to hold close B apps. One tap already delivered swiftly. The Cynic as Justice will arrive. Next in line more than likely what will be on towards James. And then from there, looking at the death of Nuki. The question is all but order. Nuki clearly jumping the gun, jumping the list as he wants to slide to the top. James, unfortunately, going to be the last man to fall. But nonetheless, it is going to be 16-3. Fish123 slide past Impulse Gaming UK in the first map of this best of 2.